Hello and welcome along to the Where's My Kit Bag podcast, featuring your three lovely media technicians here at the Sixth Form College, Farnborough. Featuring myself, James.
Me, Will.
And me, Steve.
Now, boys, how was your half-term off? Hey, half-terms. How were they?
Filled with manure.
Well, if that's not the title, I don't know what is.
I was at the college all week because I didn't get a day off.
Hang on. Wait.
Apart from the Monday.
We need this. Carry on, Will. Tell us your story.
Yeah, they brought in about 7 tons of manure, and it stunk up the place pretty badly.
Oh.
That's the end of my story.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was much less than I was anticipating. I think it's also worth one of these.
Yeah, I can get one of those. Aside from that, we did some F6 filming. That was really good.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what my week consisted of.
Is it a mystery who you're filming for?
No, we did some work for Rushmore,
Nice.
for a company in Long Acres. We did some more stuff for them.
Oh.
So yeah, it's been running pretty smoothly, and a bit for CMPP as well. So
Nice. Oh, busy week for Will Devereaux.
Indeed.
Steve, how about you? How was your week off?
Mine was more on the leisurely side.
Nice.
I loved it because I had 3 birthdays to attend to in a week, being family, girlfriend, and a university friend. But yeah, I feel like my age is getting the better of me already because I can't keep up with these weekends of late nights. I'm usually in bed by 11, so.
Oh.
But it was good. It was good.
Old man Steve.
Old man Steve. Grey hairs are already coming through.
John had one of them as well.
Yeah. But no,
That's
it was
what you're
great.
getting.
It was good to celebrate with everybody and have a nice week in the sun.
Nice.
Here, there, and everywhere. So, if it wasn't during the half term, wouldn't have been able to attend. So, all
That's
was
very
good.
true.
Yeah, what about you?
What did I do? Oh,
You had a couple of weddings to go to.
I did. I went to a wedding. That was very nice. It ended up being on the hottest day thus far on that last Saturday. So that was really
a
nice.
good one.
That was a hot day. Tell you what, do not recommend being in a suit on a hot day. So that's 2 hot weddings I've had this year. Friggin' hell. So yeah, so that was really nice. That was over kind of northeast of Ipswich way, kind of in Suffolk. So that was very picturesque, very pretty place. So yeah, lots of merriment and fun was had there. Although I did have great beef with the DJ, but like, you know, kind of inner beef rather than just telling them you're doing a bad job.
Inner beef.
Yeah,
Please explain this term of
So-
inner beef to us.
So obviously you have beef with someone, so you go up to them and you be like, "Oi, you're rubbish at your job. Stop it." Whereas my inner beef, I was just kind of like, it was to myself. I didn't feel the need to tell Rob_DJ. That was the name on his booth. Rob_DJ.
Like name dropped him.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh,
Oof. I'm feeling brutal.
bloody
The
hell.
inner beef is coming out now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he rocked up. He obviously set all his gear up, had all the like decks and like lights and all that kind of jazz. And then he just starts playing urban and grime music. And my friend, or my friends rather, who are getting married, Stephen and Cara, congrats again. They are not fans of urban and grime music. I've never heard them listen to it. I've never heard them speak positively about it. And I was quite
when
intrigued.
you book a DJ, you tell them like,
Yes.
play this music.
Yes.
So
This is also what I was thinking.
Right.
So literally the dance floor in this like kind of converted barn. So it's quite a fairly hefty dance floor. Literally was populated by just babies, because babies will dance
Dancing
to
to grime.
anything.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Cool.
it was very bizarre. Just sat back. We're with your kind of cask ale. Just sat there going, "This is hilarious." But yeah, the only when someone went to speak to him did he then bring on like the, you know, kind of classic 90s cheese, 80s. Dabble of 70s, and then everyone was like, "Oh, we know these songs, we can dance now." So that took a good 2 hours to get to that point. Yeah,
Inner beef.
inner beef. Yep, inner beef and filled with manure.
I did just check if Rob_DJ was an existing account.
Yep.
Doesn't exist. So
Oh.
you're all good. You're all good.
Oh, he doesn't have.
That
a
was
social
already
media
eliminated.
platform.
Doesn't
Then.
have
He's
the
gone.
socials.
It's now Bale_DJ.
_DJ. That
Coming
is
at you.
Cleopatra coming at you. That's a classic reference. If anyone gets that, well done. But yeah, otherwise, I watched some films, watched some TV shows, caught up with everything. Did a little bit of work, finished my Greenwich stuff at last. Yes,
Crats.
come on. Yes.
Play the cheer button.
Yeah, there we go. Although I'm waiting for my tutor to email me back, no doubt going, oh, by the way, you've missed all these things. I'm like no.
One
So,
step
yeah.
closer to a qualified teacher.
Yeah, one step closer to a newly qualified teacher. Hey, welcome to my life. But yeah, otherwise, I was more in the boat of Steve. A nice chilled week. Nice. Shall we have some latest TechNet news?
Let's do it.
Yes, do it.
Sounds like a bit of a broken record with what I'm going to tell you.
Steve, what are you going to tell us?
So, actually, it's going to be uploaded prior to the podcast going out. So I guess it is actually already out in the future listening terms. So the current Fleet Film feature, which is on the 17th of June. For those who don't know, you can still get tickets. Is Max Stevens, and his film is The Hit, quote unquote question mark. And if you want to learn a little bit more about his film and how his journey to getting to the Fleet Film Student Film Festival went down, you can check it out on Instagram or on the full-length feature on YouTube. What else has happened? I don't know if anybody's found the secret link on the newsletter. It kind of dropped a few hints in the email and on last week's podcast about what it might be, but have a little look for that. It's quite funny. Very old school banter, so to speak. Great banter. And then, yeah, besides that, we're just kind of working towards awards, which, yeah, as another week passes, I can't tell you any more.
We did just send out the long list.
We did. Oh, my God. How could I have forgotten? Yeah, so
That's some pretty major news there.
Yeah, congrats to anyone who got selected for that. I guess we can sort of explain a bit about the process. So obviously, if you've been longlisted, what that means is now we've taken your work, and then on the evening we will show a selection of the longlisted one per categories, and you'll find the categories out on the night as well. And then out of those, there'll be a winner. And what does that winner get, Bale?
The winner gets. I'm currently holding it, but obviously you can't see because this is an audio medium. I've found one of the Oscars that was just lying on our desk.
It's been here for a while.
In the studio. Yeah, maybe someone used it as a sound effect or something. It doesn't really make good sound, to be honest, does it? Well, maybe a bit better.
Oscarstatue.wow.
There you go, Oscarstatue.wow. But yeah, so you get a lovely Oscar. It's really good. It'll have Media and Film Awards winner on it, which is quite good. You can obviously display this for all your friends.
You get a laurel this year, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
You made laurels.
Laurels?
For those who don't know what a laurel is, it's that kind of little bit of like leaf stuff that says this place, winner of this competition at this place, and you can stick it all on your posters and stuff, and it's like a film accolade.
Yeah.
For those who don't know. It's really good to have.
And you get the prestige.
That's it.
Of winning.
being the winner.
Yeah. So everybody nominated gets one, and if you win, you get a gold one. How mad is that?
Ooh.
Pretty exciting.
That's
right?
pretty dope.
Yep.
Did you release the categories or not, Mr.
No.
No.
We have kept those secret. Those that will be found out on the night.
Oh, so that there is a wide variety of categories. Is all I'll say.
I think that the kind of public service announcements kind of suggest is, obviously myself and Will were students once upon a time. Awards night is probably the most fun night you'll have.
Oh yeah,
whether
sure.
you're involved in the awards or you've just had a good year, whatever the kind of occasion. So don't feel disheartened if you're not even on the long list, etc. Maybe.
Just the atmosphere, isn't it?
Just come along.
We're celebrating the end of 2 years.
Come along, celebrate with your peers. It's and the staff, of course.
Cheer on your friends.
Because we all want to see you. You know, it's a big celebration of everybody's work. Obviously, we'd like to pick all of you if we could, but obviously, it's a lot easier said than done.
There can be only one.
Yeah, there can be only one. But yeah, so come along, have a good time. Say bye to everybody, because these are the people, especially for those going into the big bad industry. You'll see them spider out into the world. And you'll be very surprised to see if in 3 to 5 years or longer, you might end up, reigniting that colleague friendship on the big sets. You never know.
Who knows? But yeah, I think one of the best awards things I've ever seen was one I did a few years ago, and there was this big group of just kids who cheered everyone, literally anyone who got a name drop cheers. Just constantly.
Nice.
Now, I mean, they might have had a little bit too much to tipple before they entered the awards ceremony. I would recommend not being, too intoxicated going in. It is like a good hour and a half, possibly, maybe shorter. We're seeing how smooth we can make it. But usually it's about an hour and a half. And yeah, they were literally cheering every single student, even if they had no idea who the kid was, just cheers constantly. It was great. It was really good, and it made the atmosphere even better, I think. So yeah, so just come along, bring your folks, bring your other half, bring brothers, sisters, whatever. Obviously, tickets are selling out fast because they are limited to the capacity of the venue. So do bear that in mind. So get them sooner rather than later is what I would recommend. But yeah.
Very exciting stuff in the next coming weeks.
Oh, very much so. Does that end our TechNet news?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't really spill any more beans, so I think it's on to the next.
It is on, and now it's on to, instead of TechNet news, it's now just tech news.
Why, hello there, and welcome back to another round of Tech News.
With your host, Cowboy Devro.
Right, so what we got going on over the past couple of weeks? Well, mainly, I think I'm just really looking at this week, to be honest. There's some kind of big announcements. So, as everyone knows on this podcast, we do like our cameras. And Panasonic / Lumix are now throwing their hat into the mirrorless game, into the... But not. Oh, they've obviously had the S1 and the S01R, but they are going for the video market now. So they've just released the S01H, or soon to be released. Oh man, this looks like a beefy camera. It's full frame, mirrorless, goes up to 6K recording internally, which is pretty mental. It's got some really high sort of like resolution stats. It's got 4K 60. Obviously really nice slow-mo. It's a fairly big camera, so half the idea of mirrorless is that kind of smaller form factor, but this thing does look big. Presumably people are saying it's that when it's filming in 6K it's producing so much heat it needs like internal fans, so that's why it's having to be a little bit on the bigger side. But it's quite interesting. I'm thinking like, I mean, are production companies going to pick up something that's sort of 6K? Because I think in terms of that's the sort of resolution you need for Netflix documentaries. You sort of need like 4K, so like high quality or 6K that you can scale down. Yeah, it's just interesting price point. I think it's between £4,000 and £5,000.
Wow.
So it is
what sensor is it? Do you know?
It's a full frame.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Full frame 6K. So it's pretty mental. So yeah, obviously there's nothing really out at the moment. We don't know if it's a stabilized sensor. If it is, that's going to be pretty crazy, 6K stabilized sensor. But the body's big enough to accommodate, I think, for that. So it's more, I think it's pretty much been a stab in Sony's face, to be honest. It's been like, look, we're going to beat you to the market with the 6K mirrorless body. A lot of people are saying Sony's got something up their sleeve at the moment. Obviously, we're thinking A7S3. We haven't heard or seen anything about it. Whether they were just waiting for someone else to come out and then seeing how theirs compares so they can always one-up it, we don't know. So we will see. I think Sony are still in a pretty happy position with the equipment they got. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so
you're right about the internal fans. I'm just having a look at a picture of it. There's a massive fan grill on the side of it.
Yeah,
it's like an air exhaust, but it's just where your left hand would go. So you're just gonna end up with a really hot left hand.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting as well because they note in sort of their documentation that it is susceptible to heat when recording. So it might, because when Sony's first released, they had a really big issue where it wasn't their like software that stopped it recording; it was the heat. So
yeah, because it shuts down for safety.
Exactly. Yeah. So we don't know if it's gonna overheat or not. You know, so there's a lot of stuff to look about. But keep your eye on it. And like we always say, something new technology that's mainstream, 6K sort of coming, then you can soon expect sort of like, definitely I think Sony and Nikon at least, Canon I don't know what they're doing, but Sony and Nikon to probably follow up with something similar maybe in the next year or two, hopefully. So that's a little bit on that. Next, we move on to a bit more Apple news. I don't know if you've got the soundbite there. Do you at all?
You know what?
Apple it up. Boom.
Nice.
There it is.
So, all right. The first thing I'm going to talk about is they had their sort of like press event for the year where they were announcing some new equipment. And they've redone the Mac Pro. So, the Mac Pro, formerly known as the trash can, which is that sort of like cylinder sort of shaped computer.
Literally looked like a can of trash.
Literally.
Yep.
But the specs of it were pretty insane, and also the price tag. They've gone for the old style. They've gone back for the old cheese grater style case. They've kind of revamped it a little bit, but essentially sort of the same sort of thing. And it's completely modular now. So here's some specs for you. I'm going to go with that first. So it's got a 1,400 watt power supply.
Oh my god,
It's
That's bigger than my power
this
supply.
is sort of like the max specs you can do for it.
Oh, max specs.
Yeah,
all right,
okay, all right.
Okay.
1.5 terabytes of RAM.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Imagine how much
Four-
rendering you can do with
Four
that.
graphics cards.
Again, imagine how much rendering you could do with that.
Oh.
And a Xenon processor, which has, I think it was 26 cores.
Why?
Well, I'm presuming it's for... Well, they're saying it's for creatives who are editing on, like, red footage and stuff like that.
But can it
yeah.
play Skyrim?
But can it play Skyrim? Who knows? Who knows?
On max settings.
Or Crysis 3.
Crysis 3 on max
Yeah.
settings.
Base price for the sort of starting model, which I don't think we really know what spec that comes in, is $6,000.
I was expecting like a $60,000.
Oh wait, no,
no.
that's with that. This is like that's probably with like
One
16
gig
gig
of
RAM
RAM,
and a
right,
graphics card,
okay.
whatever.
Half a graphics card.
Once you add the modules in, people are assuming it's going to be between $40,000 and $60,000.
That makes about
Yeah.
right sense though.
Yeah.
Surely if you're working with a red, which a red is what, upwards of 30,000.
Yeah, easily.
You're going to spend money in the real world, in the film industry, paying people to sit at their computers and watch that render bar, which is probably going to equate to that same amount.
They it's all about saving time. It's
Yeah.
just about
And
the
money.
computer.
Time is
yeah,
money.
exactly. And they've also released a specific graphics card for it, which can handle 8K footage in real time.
Yeah.
Which is pretty mental. The fact that you can scrub through the footage, edit it however, and it'll be just like a normal clip.
One thing I've always liked about Apple products is their screens are, is it RGB color corrected?
Yeah.
So they're the color that is actually legit. Like, I unfortunately edit off two screens. One of them's a gaming monitor and the other one I know is not an RGB one. So I have to kind of do it to a normal screen. Fortunately, it is a normal screen, so it's what other people will see, but
yeah,
it's not a color corrected
exactly.
monitor,
Yeah.
which can be frustrating.
I've got the specs for the 5999 version of the Mac Pro. So you only get, so instead of the 28 cores, you could get
28. Sorry,
you only get 8 cores.
Yeah,
you then get 32 gigs of RAM, fairly average.
I mean, for $6,000, I'd hope so.
One 256 gig SSD, so only one hard drive.
Ouch.
Just a 256 gig SSD.
So basically the operating system.
Yep. And one Radeon Pro 580X graphics card.
So for 6 times the price of my computer, you only get a little bit more.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, and you get that is it the logo on the back? Is
you get a cheese grater built into the front.
Nice.
You get some carry handles and maybe some wheels.
So what they're saying is you're not really buying the computer as such. They're saying you're sort of getting.
Oh, the wheels look so dumb.
They're saying you get the sort of the modular case and the sort of how it all links together and stuff. The mainframe of
18
it.
kilos.
Yeah.
Crikey.
So it's not that big, to be fair.
It's 53 centimeters by 45 by 22.
So it's not too bad, but pretty interesting. Yeah. So alongside that, they released the Pro Display. Okay, so Pro Display. Okay, now we're talking. It's a bit kind of what you're talking about, Steve. So this is basically called a reference monitor, or it's attacking the reference monitor market.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I don't know about this.
Those that don't know, reference monitors on film sets can go anywhere between sort of £30,000 to £60,000.
Yep.
Purely because they know what they're seeing on the screen is exactly the color that's going to come out in the cinema, and when they're filming, it's all accurate to the T.
Can I ask you a dumb question, because I actually don't know. So this is basically where the camera will be shooting something called Cinelog or C-Log footage, which to people who don't know what that is, that's essentially what it looks really grayed out. It basically means all the color values can be then brought up. So then does this monitor put like
a lot or something on
a
it?
lot or a
So
grade
it's
on
not
it?
a field monitor.
Oh, okay.
So it's a reference monitor. It's a reference monitor to be used in an edit suite.
Oh wow.
So
Okay. This is really interesting.
In like an Avid suite,
Yep.
you always have that screen on the end.
Yep.
With like the big label on and the big chunky things.
Yep.
That's a reference monitor.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that cost like 10,
Oh,
20,
hell of
30
a-
grand.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's attacking that essentially. So it's a 6K monitor. So you're like, wow, okay. Apple do make pretty good displays, like you're saying. and it's got the cheese grater pattern on the back as well. It's pretty interesting. It's 32-inch display. Pretty good. And it comes in at a $5,000 price tag. So if I said that to you before the reference monitor, you'd think £5,000 for a monitor. But if you think about the market is attacking, it's actually, that's a reasonable price. However, something that isn't reasonably priced that I'm sure many of you have seen already. So you get the monitor. Okay, that's what. You open your box. Yeah, you get that out. Okay, just going to set it up, and you look at the bottom, and where's the stand? I'll just gave Apple a call. Hang on a sec. Yeah,
Ring, ring.
Hi, is that Apple customer care?
Hello, it's Apple customer care.
I've just spent $4,999 on this 6K monitor.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find the stand in the box.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. That's a $999 extra.
So what?
Sorry, that's a $999 extra. We accept Amex or Visa?
Yeah, $999 for a computer stand. What does it do, you ask? Does it have built-in turbo fans? Does it have a graphics card in the bottom?
Does it have Bluetooth?
No. It is a computer stand.
It is just a bit of metal.
It rotates the screen portrait, if you fancy it. Which I'm sure most of you can find that on 20 quid on Amazon, you know.
Yeah.
You could get the Amazon Basics monitor stand for about 50 quid.
Even the VESA mount, which is the thing that lets you mount it onto something.
That's what they're rivaling, isn't it? This VESA mount. I've heard a lot about this.
Yeah, well, the VESA mount you can get for it, that's $200 extra.
Where you could pretty much buy a TV VESA mount for, 50 quid at Curry's or similar.
Oh, so
$999.
They basically, if you haven't seen the sort of like YouTube clip of it, they announced the monitor. And then they've really quickly gone over. Here's the VESA mount for $200 and the stand for $999.
And you hear the crowd go.
The crowd go. What? What was going? What? You hear loads of murmuring. Everything. They just announced it completely wrong. I think MKBHD said it really well in his video. If they said it was a $6,000 monitor, or you get £1,000 off if you want it without the stand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That would be a better way of...
edit rooms would probably already have screens mounted on walls, and they could literally just take the old one off, put the new one on. So
if they did it that way, at least they've turned it into a positive. But announcing it this way,
it looks like, oh my god, I've got to spend $1,000 extra.
Yeah, but like you said, they're not targeting sort of the consumer market, and it's the consumer market who's taking the mickey out of it. So,
of course, as the internet loves to do.
Yeah, so that was interesting. Look, to be fair, props to them for squeezing that much into a computer for that price. I think a Windows equivalent would be considerably more than what they're sort of...
So this monitor's powered by the modular thing? I'm not an Apple guy, so this is all kind of like in one ear and out the other.
I think it's just a Thunderbolt display.
Yeah. So it's the technology in the monitor but that doesn't actually power anything. It's the monitor.
I mean the monitor must have some kind of processing in it, I think. But otherwise, it should just be copying whatever the graphics card chucks out of the computer, really.
Yeah.
Because the Thunderbolt cable will just replace your normal VGA.
I'm pretty sure it's meant just
whatever.
For the pro computer.
Yep.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I mean, I'd love to plug it into one of these old computers at work here, because that would be hilarious. I'd love to see if it could mimic the output. It would be quite good.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
So that was sort of like the big Apple news. And there's a little bit on iTunes going on.
Yes, apparently iTunes is dying on Apple OS systems. Oh no, exactly. Does it deserve a sad violin? No, because it's Apple. It will get an Apple bite. There you go. That's the best you'll get. So iTunes is dying. They're going to replace one app with 3, because that obviously really makes sense. So they're going to have a music app, which obviously they already have, a TV app, which they already have, and a new podcasts app is what iTunes will be disbanded into. So I don't know what's going to happen to people's current music collections. Maybe that will just transfer over to music, or your podcast subscriptions, obviously to Where's My Kit Bag. Well, obviously, I'm assuming move over to the podcast app. But yeah, in the new Apple OS, they're going to get rid of 1 and make 3.
Interesting.
Because
I still remember
makes sense.
Having
but on Windows, it'll still be there.
I still remember having the original iPod Touch when that first came out, and you going on iTunes and downloading the songs for 79p.
Oh,
but I remember podcasts
99p now.
App.
Me too. Yeah,
I think
yeah, I don't know. Well, they're making it into 3 just to really annoy everyone.
Well, I haven't had an iPhone for quite a while. So
yeah,
I've never had an Apple product ever. Never had an iPod. Never had a phone. iPhone. Never had a phone.
Never had a phone.
Never had a phone, mate. It's my first phone. It's a Nokia 3310.
That just about wraps up the tech news.
Yeah. Nice. Thanks, Will. Otherwise, moving on to a bit of tune of the week. I will, at one point, find a proper jingle for me.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P. I'll just have a sad trombone while we wait. No, it's time for me. No, it doesn't really work, does it? So now it's time for tune of the week. So I've been umming and ahhing over these two songs for quite some time because I've wanted to put them in. I've wanted to put one song in for quite a while, but then I found another song which I thought was better. But now I'm just kind of going, screw it. I'll just put both in.
Because go for a double.
Yeah, we've been off for 2 weeks. I think that's fine.
Understandable.
Yeah, I think that's fine. So I've the song I've been wanting to put in for a while, which got stopped because I wanted to play something different. Is a kind of slightly more dancey. I wouldn't really call it drum and bass, a bit more EDM-y. Kind of uplifting dance, I would almost call it as. It's a song by two artists called Illenium, sounds like an element, and John Bellion, just again another element. And the song is called Good Things Fall Apart. Video's quite cool. It's all kind of nice silhouette-y graphics. It kind of looks a bit kind of like retro, which looks really nice. Otherwise, really nice uplifting kind of dance track. I've been playing it in the office for quite a while. And the other one, which I found just before we left for half term, was this band called Loot. Spelled Loote. They're a bit more kind of indie, slightly rocky with some of their songs. But this one is called Tomorrow Tonight. It came out in kind of mid-May. And it's just a really nice, just chilled... maybe a song to put on in the background while you do your revision for your exams, or maybe you're trying to get this edit down and you just want to hear something chill in the background that isn't related to what you're actually editing. But no, really cool chill song. So that's Loot Tomorrow Tonight. And if you want something a bit more upbeat, go for Illenium and John Bellion. Good Things Fall Apart. Yeah, that's my tracks of the week.
Very nice.
Also, for some reason, the playlist doesn't want to work at work or at home, which is quite interesting. So I'm going to have to get creative with Spotify.
Oh.
Thanks, Spotify. I thought I'd make it easy making a Spotify playlist, but clearly not. Thanks, Spotify. But yeah, I'll get those songs added as well as the last episode's one as well. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up Tune of the Week.
Very nice.
Tune of the Week.
Nice.
Anytime, Steve. So now it is time for the mighty film / whatever else we've been watching of the week. So, Mr. Devro, I believe you challenged us to just watch stuff.
Yeah,
over reading week.
I would say
I have watched stuff.
Let's do a bit of rapid fire. Say what we've watched. Let's just chuck a number on it. Let's just add a score to it, and we'll go from there.
What? I'll just rapid fire.
Yeah. So
right.
I mean, kick us off. We'll take it in turns.
All right.
Give us something you've watched and a score for
John
it.
Wick 3.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. No, don't know 10. No, as soon as I said it, I felt wrong. 9. I'm going to go 9. I'm going to go 9. 9 out of 10.
All right.
Bloody brilliant.
Secret Life of Pets 2.
Okay.
5.
Oh.
Damn.
Average.
It was
average
cute.
as
It was
hell.
cute though.
Oh God, pressure. See, I haven't actually watched that much. I've not seen a single film all half term.
Really?
But I've been busy, really busy. So basically, twist.
Yes, twist your microphone.
There we go.
There's Steve.
Steve's back.
Yeah, you were shouting across it.
I
you
adjusted my seat and I've moved it across. Oh God.
You moved away from the mic
moved
to
away
breathe.
from the mic to breathe. Yes. Anyway, the only thing I've really kind of dabbled in, besides Prison Break, 'cause I've been really grinding through that. If I was to give that a score at the moment, it's just sitting about a 5 or a 6.
Oh.
So I'm on season 2. So yeah, that at the moment. I have another one, but I'll let it go around.
All right, back to you, Bale.
All right. Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
I'd give it a solid 7. 7 out of 10.
I'd give it a 7.5 actually. I really enjoyed that.
I did quite like it. I'll give it a 7.
All right. Rocket Man.
Ooh.
6. I'm gonna say.
Ooh.
Controversially,
Brutal.
Taron Egerton, amazing.
So Taron
my
gets
goodness.
a 10.
He was
the film gets a
phenomenal. He was so good in it. I did not know they were going to try and turn it into an actual like musical, is what it sort of feels like. The editing was pretty poor. It's one of the first films I've watched recently, and I thought the pacing and the editing is like weak.
Oh.
I don't really feel that anymore in the cinema. and it was a bit weird noticing it.
But you thought Taron did a stellar job.
Absolutely, yeah. There was quite a few people. He can sing. He can proper sing. It's pretty cool.
Chernobyl. Well, what's currently
I wanna
released
watch that.
from
I want to
Chernobyl?
watch that so badly.
At the moment, I'm going to give it a 7.5, only because obviously it's not complete, but it is skyrocketing upwards. I don't.
It's overtaken Game of Thrones now, isn't it, on IMDb?
Yeah, I don't really know why, because obviously it's not all out yet. I think there's one episode left to come out.
No, episode 5 came out this week.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
apologies.
Rob also had that same crisis go, oh, the last episode's out. I didn't know. Ugh.
Yeah. So I can't really. I'll come back to it as and when it finished. But oh boy, it's so beautifully shot. I really love how obviously it's set in the Ukraine, in Chernobyl, but they just use keep their English accents. It's just like it doesn't really make a difference. I think it'd be a bit cheesy
If they were like, hello, I'm from Russia.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's kind of like the only thing that I've kind of really lost immersion for. Have any of you seen Friday Night Dinner?
No.
No, you
That kind of-
spoke- yeah, you told me
that
about this, yeah.
Channel 4 sitcom. So any of you out there that have watched Friday Night Dinner, the dad in it is sort of like the head commander of the power plant, and I've not really seen him in anything else. And obviously he's a really funny, quotable character in it. And one of the things he says when Simon Bird and his brother's character, I can't remember his name either, it's been a while since I watched Friday Night Dinner, come in, his dad always goes, hello, Bambinos. So literally as soon as he came on screen and he was being really serious, obviously people who know what happened in Chernobyl know what's happening. I just wanted to say, hello, Bambinos. But obviously that's the kind of, if you're a good actor and you get stuck to a role, then so be it. But that's the only criticism I've had. But I wouldn't really say that was a criticism. That's just me being slightly immature of a comedy. But yeah.
Any more, Bale?
I also have been watching Chernobyl.
Yep.
I'm up to episode 3.
I'm only
of
on 2.
5.
I've only seen 2.
Oh, hashtag no spoilers. So far, I'm giving Chernobyl a very solid 8,
Yeah.
maybe 8.5.
See, that's the thing. I
like it.
I feel it's climbing.
It's so gripping, and some of the makeup and prosthetics they've got is just ridiculous. You're just kind of watching it going, oh my god, I feel like I'm in like the Ukraine right now.
Cool.
It's ridiculous. So yeah, highly recommend Chernobyl. It's for me 8.5 and climbing.
Yep.
Because I can see it getting better. Because obviously, I know what happens at the end. Because I know what it currently looks like. So I'm just intrigued how if they're going to get there, and if they don't, where they're going to end it.
Wow.
Which intrigues me.
I think last one for me is The Perfection, which is
Ooh.
on Netflix at the moment. Really interesting one. Very sort of like, I've been saying it's got sort of the Gone Girl vibes, a bit of sort of like psychopath sort of twists. Really bizarre ending, but there's this one scene in it that literally just churns your stomach to pieces.
Okay. I remember you saw.
Yeah, it's that cello one. There's like a cello academy where only a few people get selected every year, and they get to learn, become prodigies. There's like a bit of jealousy, and then boom, it just explodes into this crazy film. I think I'd give it sort of like a 6/7, but I really enjoyed watching it though. I think that's what I'll say.
I have actually. Now I think about it, I have watched a film, but it's probably the lowest rated film I think I'll ever be on the podcast. So,
Oh no.
bit of context. My girlfriend asked me to give her a hand looking after her godson, which was great. So he and his older brother, who's only about 7, they wanted to watch Pitch Perfect 3. And personally, to summarise that film, it is the greatest example of a franchise that should have ended after 1. Because it was terrible. Oh, I hated it. I actually hated it.
I don't think I've seen number 3.
What's your score?
2.
Oh,
definite 2.
Oh god, that is one of these in a nutshell. That is for sure.
Only because the first one, I thought the first film was actually really original and I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought the first film was great. I don't remember the second one, but apparently I must have seen it because someone told me the synopsis.
Is that the one with like Fat Amy?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
But it's so recycled. Everything's so recycled. It's very samey, very cliche, very predictable. I know it's not designed to be any sort of
money.
Yeah, but oh god, awful film.
Oh god.
And then the only other thing I've got ready to close on, which is a slight subversion, but you'll see where I'm going from, because it is very much, they are like mini films. Well, they're like big films.
Oh, is this the thing on Netflix?
No.
Oh, right.
I'm actually going to throw a curveball at you, because the thing I've been kind of delving into in my spare time is the Mortal Kombat story. Obviously,
Whoa.
I'm going to slightly
Curveball.
but
Oh.
they are very much like movies. So you sit there for like 10 minutes, you watch something, you play the game for about 30 seconds, and you continue sitting watching it. It's incredible. It's actually incredible. It's such a gripping story.
So is that the campaign side of it? or-
Yes.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, Mortal Kombat has been around since the early 90s, and it is basically about it's a fictional world where people from this place called Earthrealm defend their realm against people from Outworld. Obviously, for those people who know Mortal Kombat well, that's obviously the very, very bare bones of it. But as the games and the story and the lore have gone on, there are many Mortal Kombat films that do exist. Don't check them out; they're very cheesy. It's become more and more interesting, and obviously more stuff happens. And this one is a very Inception kind of style, because they play with time in it. There's essentially a god of time that is not happy with how things have gone, and she wants somebody dead, and you kind of play through that, and it's actually a really original story, and I'm actually really impressed by it. So yeah, that's a slight curveball on film
Nice.
of the week, but it is very filmic. I wouldn't ever really throw a game campaign in
Yeah.
there, but you don't really play it. You just sit and watch it, basically.
All right.
So there you go. That I'd give a 9 at the moment.
Ooh.
I'm
Whoa.
halfway. I'm
High
not.
praise.
I'm 9 chapters into it. I think there's only 12.
Nice.
But that's a 9 for me. That's
Toit.
I'd love to watch it as a film. I think it would be very, very good as its own original film outside of that Mortal Kombat universe. I think the original idea is actually really strong. Really strong. There you go.
Nice. Otherwise, I've been watching. Otherwise, I'm currently looking through my Netflix of what I've been rewatching stuff a lot recently, actually.
Oh, I don't like rewatching things.
Oh, but when it's 21 Jump Street, you're like,
Okay,
yes,
fair
please.
enough. Fair enough.
Yes, please. So I've done a fair bit of rewatching. Otherwise, I watched the Lonely Island presents the Bash Brothers experience.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I love the Lonely Island.
is it
Andy
like a
Samberg-
bunch of music videos squashed together?
Yes,
Right.
pretty much. Andy Samberg is my spirit animal. He is my own personal deity. And I love everything he does. This is one of the strangest things I think the Lonely Island's ever done. Apparently it was meant to just be like kind of something for them that they just wanted to make for themselves, but then Netflix were like, hey, put that on our thing, and they're like, okay, money. So it's really weird. It's about baseball, and if you don't really understand 70s, 80s, early 90s baseball, you will get none of the references to these players. But some of the music videos work really, really well. Some of them are a bit weird. They've teamed up with Sia. They've teamed up with Haim. They've teamed up with a couple of other people as well. It's just a bit bizarre. It's an odd one, but then I love the Lonely Island, so I'm very biased and will love everything they do. But yeah, I thought this is the strangest of all of them I've had so far. Otherwise, Black Mirror is coming back very soon, which is good, which I'm excited for. As is Stranger Things Season 3.
Yes.
When's that due?
Mid-June, if I remember rightly. I think June, I want to say the 17th. I don't know why that's in my head.
I've checked that out.
But I think June the 17th is when Stranger Things 3 comes back. And
Nice.
Black Mirror I think came out, was it yesterday or today?
Yeah,
Oh, is it out
I think
now?
Miley Cyrus's episode's out.
Oh,
wanna say.
Oh, right.
Miley Cyrus, is she actually in it?
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh,
I've only read reports. but
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I'm intrigued now. Nice. Otherwise, what are we going to challenge ourselves to watch this week, team?
That was a tricky one.
Oh,
Maybe we'll do a bit more comprehensive talk of Chernobyl.
I think that's
How
a
about-
good
how
idea.
about that?
because I can definitely finish Chernobyl by next week.
I can get started on it, I think.
Yeah. I think
Steve, do you think you can get it finished by next week?
I don't see why not. I
Nice.
think that's a good idea.
It's basically watching like mini films for each episode.
Yeah.
They're about an hour long each.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Well, let's do that.
Yeah. So next week we'll have a comprehensive review of Chernobyl. Hopefully, once we've all seen at least the vast majority of it.
Yeah.
It's going to be on this week's newsletter anyway, so for those who don't know where to find it, check out the newsletter on
Nice.
Friday.
It's all available on Now TV if you want to catch yourselves up and give it a watch. Nice. I think that's a nice end to film of the week there. I say film / content of the week.
Sorry about that.
Content of the week. No, it doesn't really work, does it?
Not quite. Hasn't quite got the same ring.
It doesn't have Steve's glorious voice on it.
Auto-tuned to the high heavens.
Do it.
I'm not doing it.
Oh,
You've
no,
got
come
it. You've got it saved. You can play
That's
it.
true. That's
I bet he
very
just hit record. He was.
phone of the week. Okay,
It's there. It's ready to go at all times.
Never leave.
But yeah, otherwise, I think that pretty much wraps up episode 20 of Where's My Kit Bag? podcast. Look at that. Someone have made 20 episodes.
Woohoo.
Look at this.
Wow.
We'll be on season 2 before we know it.
Oh my days. Season 2 will start with next academic year.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
So that means we've only got a few more episodes left. Well,
Yeah.
like 5.
Well, into like July, yeah. Otherwise, yes, tune in next week for us to obviously talk about Chernobyl. More tracks of the week, more news here, there, and everywhere. We might have an awards rundown prior to. Actually, no, this will be released the day before the awards ceremony.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Pre-awards podcast.
We could be cheeky and let slip some categories. Ooh. Maybe, who knows? Little spoilers. Anyways, so yeah, this has been the Where's My Kit Bag podcast. I've been James.
I'm Will.
I'm Steve.
And tune in next week for more Where's My Kit Bag podcast. Thanks for listening to the Where's My Kit Bag podcast. Please feel free to drop us a comment about anything you want us to cover in the section below, or hit us up on our Instagram or Twitter pages using the tag F6 Media Film.